Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting a new series of NCERT Class 6 Civics, Social and Political Life. In Unit 1 we learn about diversity. Chapter 1 is Understanding Diversity. Let us understand what diversity is in detail in this chapter. People are different from each other in many ways. Diversity means involving people with a range of different regional, cultural, religious, ethnical, racial, and other different backgrounds. In this chapter, we find answers to few questions like what does diversity add to our lives? How did India become like this? That is, how did India become diverse like this? Are all kinds of difference a part of diversity? Or whether some differences leads to inequality or not? We'll learn about it. Can diversity also be a part of unity? We will also learn about it. The chapter started with a small drawing activity where children of the class were asked to draw their own portrait and their portrait differed from each other. This signifies the difference in their writing skill. Similarly, the language we speak, the cultural background we come from, the religious rituals we practice or follow differ from each other. And a story of summer has been illustrated or narrated in the chapter in which two boys of same age met on a traffic signal and through their conversation we came to know Samir one was rich, he studied in a good school and he spoke both English and Hindi. Samir too was poor. He sells newspaper and he has never been to school in his life. He speaks only Hindi. And Samir 1 was Hindu and Samir 2 was Muslim. Due to this difference, Samir 2, the family of Samir 2 which stayed in Meerut suffered from religious riot. So this differences does not mean diversity. This differences led to inequality. Inequality comes about when a person does not have the resources and opportunities that are available to other person. One example for this inequality is caste system. In earlier times, society was divided into different groups depending upon the work that people did, and they were supposed to remain in those groups. And for example, if a father is a potter, the son should also follow the same occupation, and he did not have any opportunity to become something else. It was hereditary. What does diversity add to our life? Let us think if we were asked to write a few stories, the stories we write is different. The story I write is different from the story you wrote. So everyone would write different stories. We might get to hear story of kings and queens, adventurous story, childhood memories, friendship stories and all. Think suppose we were put into a place where only two colors exist, only one type of food habit was present, only one type of game was played, only one type of animal was tamed. We all lived in the same type of environment, so the story we write wouldn't have different from each other. It would be same. So it does not give that joy. So diversity is something special and it is something joy. Diversity in India. We eat different food, celebrate different festivals, wear different clothes and speak different languages. So India is diverse in these aspects. But we came to know India is diverse in many aspects, but how did India become diverse like this? Because people traveled in earlier times from different other places to India. It might be either to settle, to trade, they might have traveled in search of work. Famines and droughts in the other place might have forced them to settle in India, or war might have been the reason for their settlement. And these people traveled either in ships or on horses or on camels or on foot. And because it took so long to travel, once they got to a place, people stayed there often for a very long time. When they stayed for a long time, they began to make their homes in new places. They followed few things and continued few old things as well. They followed few new things and followed the old things as well. Their language, food, music, religions became a mix of old and the new. And out of this intermixing of cultures, something new came into existence. The history of many places shows us how many different cultural influences have helped to shape life and culture here. Looking into geographical regions influence more into diversity. For example, India is having coastal region, mountain ranges, plateaus, plains, and due to this diversity in regions, the food habits, clothing, occupation also differs from place to place or region to region. And life in urban area is not as same in rural area. They differ from each other. We try to understand this diversity by comparing two different places. One is Ladakh and the other one is Kerala. Ladakh is in the northmost part of India and Kerala is in the southernmost part of India. Ladakh is a cold desert where it hardly rains. People therefore graze goats, sheep, and yaks, and from these goats they extract pashmina wool, which is used in manufacturing pashmina shawls, and this pashmina shawls have great market. People, the food habits of people might be meat and milk products. It had good trade routes in earlier times. So, movement of people in these trade route influenced has influence of Chinese and Arabs. People traveled in these trade routes, so Chinese and Arab influence is there in this place. Hence, Buddhism and Islam, both religions are followed here. It has rich tradition of song and music. Looking into Kerala, Kerala is surrounded by sea on one side and hills on the other side. Here, the main occupation of people are fishing and agriculture. People here eat rice, fish, and vegetables. As Kerala was rich in spices, Arabs traveled for the purpose of trade to Kerala. So Kerala is having Arab influence, and since Christian missionary traveled or Christian missionary came to spread Christianity, Christianity is also exist in Kerala. Religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism are present here. The fishing nets used here look exactly like the Chinese fishing nets and are called China wala. Even the utensils called used for frying is called China chetti. So due to this we can understand Chinese influence was also there here. Even in Ladakh, Arab and Chinese influence was there. Even in Kerala, Ladakh and Chinese influence is there. So our last question. Can diversity also be a part of unity? Yes. India's diversity has always been recognized as a source of its strength and not as weakness. Divide and rule policy was unsuccessful. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, in his book The Discovery of India, said, the Indian unity is not something imposed from outside, but rather it was something deeper and within. It was Nehruji who coined the phrase unity in diversity to describe the country. By this, we came to know how India is diverse, why did it become diverse, and we learnt this diversity is special. So let us conclude our today's session by saying diversity is the one thing we all have in common. Celebrate it every day. So friends, hope you like my video. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you.